What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Colton Posey Fishing. Today we're going to be doing something completely different. We're going trout fishing at the Sipsy Fork, okay? So I don't really know a whole lot about trout, so there's nothing for me to be like, hey, use this or whatever. I ain't got a clue. I haven't been there since I was a kid, so I don't really know like exactly what to use and stuff. So we're just kind of going to piddle around, see what we can catch and stuff like that. But either way, they stock this place, Brad said, once a month. So in the last time they stocked it was January the 16th. So we're pretty close to that. So, you know, maybe it'll turn out good. Maybe it'll be fun. I don't know. If you got any tips on trout fishing, drop a comment down below. I'd love to know more about it. But either way, stick around. This is something you don't want to miss. So we stopped in the local tackle store. You got to have super low pound test. I say super low, but you know, about what we fish for spotted bass. So 8-pound test. End up getting some size 2 gamakatsus, split shots. Then we got some crappie nipples. The way it looks like corn. Now you may be asking yourself, does all that actually work to catch crappie? Well, we have no idea, but we're gonna go. Well, not crappie, but trout. I don't even know what we're going fishing for. But I have no idea. I ain't went trout fishing since I was a kid, but we're going to try everything we can to catch a limit. What is it, 5 per person? 5 per person. All right. Now, and we're out of luck on the styrofoam cooler so far, so apparently there's not enough alkies around this area. So, but we're going to be hitting up there's a fly fishing shop somewhere on the highway where we're going, so we're going to stop there. Surely they'll have a cooler, and that way we can put our 10, because we're going to catch 10. I'm going to say we're going to catch 10. We're going to catch them right off the bat. First 10 casts, we're either going to catch 10 trout or 10 rocks, but either way we're going to catch something. But either way, stay tuned. So where we're at is the Sipsy Fork in Walker County, Alabama. It's like one of the only trout fisheries in Alabama, right? But or at least it's I think it's like the only year-round trout fishery. But I don't know a whole lot about trout. I know you can't cull them, so like any that you put on a stringer and a cooler or anything like that, you can't like catch a bigger one and turn it back loose. I guess because of their slime coat and stuff, it can, you know, end up hurting the fish or something like that. And from what we understand from the tackle shop where we talked, they don't reproduce. So but they do guided trips up here. There's a place called Riverside, and you know, apparently they do guided trips and stuff like that. So you know, you can figure out how to catch these fish on flies and different stuff like that. So you know, if you're interested in something like that, give those guys a call. Brad got held hostage by a dog that was in there. It was standing on his foot, and every time he would move, it would just keep standing on his foot. He couldn't get away from the dog. But they're super cool people. It was a really cool place to you know, go to. But it's very, very pretty back through here. So, you know, we're just going to see what we can get into, see what we can catch. I have no idea. Now that we know we can actually release these fish, then we're definitely going to catch and release. So, let's see what happens. So, change of plan. Brad holding back on me. We bought these size 2s, but the man does the mystery tackle box. Look at these little jokers. These tiny little things. We're going to give him a shot. Hold down on me. See how you be?
I had some secrets, man.
See how you be? So what we're going to do, we're going to tie this little old bitty hook on. And then we're going to put some split shots. I don't know, maybe like a foot up the line. That's how we used to catch them when I was a kid. I don't know if it still works or not. So now we're going to take these split shots. I think I'm going to do, I don't know, they're super tiny. I didn't even see what size they were. It just says BB, so I don't know. We're probably gonna do like, I don't know, 3, 2. Can't make up my mind. Something like that. Yeah, we're gonna do 3.
How much lead did you put on?
What I do is I'll tie it. Like tie my knot, and then I'll reel it up until the knot gets up here to the reel, and then I'll do about 3 full turns, and that's it. And you're good. So we're gonna go.
Nut work.
Huh?
Uni nut.
Do a red Phillips.
Well,
Let me see.
that is.
All right, let me show you. So, okay. So, a leader. You're gonna you want a good bit of tag in. Make a loop, just like that. And you're gonna take your braid, drop it in there, and I'll pull it about the same length as that right there. Send it down. Then you're gonna take both tag ends, and you're gonna go up towards your braided line, just like that. Then you take your braid, and you just go around, make some loops. So you're basically making a circle. Make some loops. About 5, 3, 4. Just go around in there. And then you grab both your tag ends right there, and you just pull. Well, I'll drop the tag in. Pull. Just like that. There you go.
Cinched her down.
Spread the forks nut. Quick and easy. The more you do it, the easier it gets. There. Just make sure you cut the right tags, because I'm bad about cutting the line that I just did. I sat there one day and did it like 5 times in a row. I was like, all right, now. All right, so here's the setup. I got the split shots up here, and then the hook down here. So theoretically, the split shot should hit the bottom, and the hook should float up with the stuff that we're using, and then the trout can just, and then we reel it in. Theoretically, I don't know. So we've got a couple different kinds of trout bait. So when we stopped at the riverside, I bought this. This is actually like trout bait Play-Doh, and this is what we used to use when I was a kid. And then I've got the crappie bites, or crappie nibbles, whatever it's called. And then I've also got the pink. Now, what we used to buy back in the day was the trout bait with the Play-Doh looking stuff, but it was the rainbow. So it had the chartreuse, it had the yellow, and it had the pink. So I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take each one of these, and I'm kind of gonna mix it up a little bit. Like I'm gonna take, I don't know, I'll show you.
There's some more stuff to show off.
You gonna use that?
Yeah, that's my crappie stuff.
Yeah, Brad's got all this like Bobby Garland stuff and crappie baits. So I think we're just gonna try a multitude of different stuff and just, I don't know, just see what happens.
That's all you can do.
So first we're gonna take I want to take the crappie niblets here. Yeah, and they got the same like consistency. So like they're like super tiny. Then we're gonna take a pinch of this pink stuff, and this is all like Berkeley products. So Berkeley, look, if you're looking to sponsor True Blue Trout Fishermen. Not really, I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just doing. You ever do that? We're gonna take just a little, I don't know, just a little pinch like that. I'm gonna put it on this crappie nibble here. I'm gonna mix it in just a little bit. We're gonna have some yellow, some pink, or red. I'm a little colorblind. Y'all don't tell nobody. I'm a crappie bait all over my blue jeans. Brand new blue jeans. So now we're gonna take a little bit of the chartreuse. Just a little pinch of it. And we're gonna put it on our end with this. And we're gonna mix this up a little bit. We'll see what happens. What happening, Captain? There we go. Looky there. Look at there.
Look at it.
One of them hippie crappie baits or trout baits. I don't even know what we're doing. We got the whole tie-dye vibe going on. We're gonna take. I'm just gonna coat this. I actually feel like I need more. I don't think it's gonna hang on to the hook that well. I don't know. That's what it looks like. So we're gonna see what happens. gentlemen. Don't go for it. May have to put more split shots. So, little update. I thought I got a bite, and I think I did because my bait wasn't on there, so I reckon they took my bait. But we rebaited. I put a little bit more bait on it because if I remember correctly, when I was a kid, we used to put a big enough Play-Doh style ball, whatever the trout bait is, on there, just enough to cover the hook. So, like, they couldn't really see the hook. All they're seeing is the bait floating up from the split shot. But one of the biggest things is I don't remember how trout set up, I don't know how trout set up. So I don't know if like they're like chilling like close to the bottom in the middle of the river, or are they sitting off a point, or you know, kind of what's going on. Because where we used to fish, it was like up on the dam. So when we're up on the dam, we could see down below. But if I remember correctly, they would sit around these big rocks and stuff that was below the dam. So, you know, I don't know if this spot's going to work out. I don't know if we're going to move around or go back to the dam or what's going on. But it's, it's freezing. It is freezing. There's one thing that I am guessing, though. Like, y'all know, like, the colder the water and stuff, the slower the metabolism. So I remember when we used to fish for these things, it was in the middle of summer, like at night. Like we would get there at like 12 o'clock at midnight, and then we'd fish till like 5 in the morning. And we would always catch a bunch, but like I don't know if they feed. I'm guessing they would feed more during the warmer months when the water temperature's warm. But this part of the river, from what I understand, because it's right below the dam, it stays around 55 degrees year round. So I don't think it would make that much of a difference. All right, so a little update. We ain't caught crap. So we're going to try another spot. This is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go back to where I used to catch them when I was a kid. I don't know if you still catch them up there or not. I don't know how productive this place is, but we're going to figure it out. Oh, so we moved. It is so cold out here. But there's 2 other guys down here fishing, and they said they've caught a couple, so that's better than none. So let's see what we can get into. Oh, there you go. Well, that's pretty. Yeah. So, literally, as soon as I say that, I end up getting a bite. I'm gonna need them pliers, bro. He got that joker all the way down. Look how pretty that fish is. This is a pretty fish. Maybe that side up there just gets a lot of pressure where we was at. Probably does. Probably big up the yeah. Pretty fish. There goes. No bait out. Why? So I think we got a little bit of it figured out. So basically it was like my first cast, like a couple seconds in. I mean, I was talking to you guys. I just forgot to set up the camera like right before I cast it. So I was like, I'll let it sit out there for a while because it's probably going to be a hot minute before I get a bite. Well, it wasn't a hot minute. So I took the split shots, and instead of keeping them like a foot above the hook, I put it like 3 foot above the hook. It was just bam, that quick. That is the finished product. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. So if you've never messed with trout, they're extremely slimy. Extremely slimy. They're a little annoying to get the hook out of them too. Pretty little guy. Oh, come on. Well, had one come off. Golly. It's fun when you get bites. Kill two birds with one stone. I was telling Brad that what I did was, like, I'm taking the chartreuse and I'm mixing it in with the pink, and then I'm taking the yellow and mixing it in too, so it's kind of like a mixture. Because I remember, like, when we used to buy them when I was a kid, like, we would buy the rainbow color, so it had like everything, the yellow and all that in it. So I'm kind of just doing the same thing and then just covering the hook completely. Working out. There you go. Boy, that's pretty. Look at the colors on that one. The colors on that one. Oh, it's real pretty. Went through his jaw and the side of his mouth. Well, things are pretty. They're slimy though. Bad slimy. When you go back, I believe. It's just like you. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Camera's over here. Pretty little fun. So down here they've got a limit of 5 fish, so I can only catch 2 more and then pretty much done. But this is actually pretty fun, especially when they're biting. So we calling it. It's cold. We done caught some. So we done with the trying to catch. I'll catch y'all here in the truck in just a minute. So we thawing out in the truck. Is it cold?
It's cold.
It is cold. It is cold, guys. It is way too cold. Way too cold. But there may be a few things you're wondering about trout fishing, and me personally, I enjoyed it while we were down there. It's just so cold. The wind's blowing like, what, 15, 20 mile an hour, and it's like 49 degrees. No sunshine. It's cold. It's bad cold. But one of the main things that I can say about trout, the ones that we caught on their spinning setups and stuff, these are our bass setups. I mean, they don't really put up much of a fight, but man, they're fun. Like when we got there in a row and they're just biting and biting and biting. I mean, I ended up catching 4 fish. I got my hands on 3 of them. One of them got off coming up the wall as I was pulling the fish up. And then Brad ended up catching one. We had some guys further down from us that was catching some too. It's really fun. So it's a lot of fun. We were catching them off that Play-Doh, the power bait stuff. I was mixing the chartreuse with the yellow and the pink and just covering the entire hook, and they ate it. But I found out, I think it made a huge difference. I mean, wouldn't you think so? With the split shot, like I took the split shot and we were keeping it about a foot off of the hook, and then we moved it up to like 3 foot off the hook, and that's when those bites started really picking up. So Either way, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. I know it's something different. It's not going to be something that occurs very, very often, but you know, if I do go on other little fishing trips and stuff, I definitely want to share it with you guys. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Comment if you have any questions or if you know stuff about trout fishing. I'd love to hear your expertise on it. I'll see you guys next time.